Hey everybody, welcome back to Lead Therapy. Well, the ATF is at it again, but thank goodness it's not me again. If you haven't heard, the ATF raided Polymer 80 yesterday. And this is a story that you can find on the Wall Street Journal on their website. It goes on to say, Ghost Gun Company raided by federal agents. Don't you love those words, ghost guns? ATF suspects Polymer 80 of breaking firearms laws, a sign that law enforcement is looking closer at makers of do-it-yourself gun kits. Also, this goes along right with my shirt. Goes on to say, federal agents on Thursday raided one of the nation's largest manufacturers of ghost gun parts. There's those words again. A sign that the federal law enforcement is cracking down on kits that allow people to make weapons at home. The raid targeted Nevada-based Polymer 80 is suspected of illegally manufacturing and distributing firearms, but that's not it. Failing to pay taxes, shipping guns across state lines, and failing to conduct background investigations according to an application for a search warrant unsealed Thursday after the raid took place. The probe focuses on Polymer 80's buy, build, shoot kit, which includes the parts to build a ghost handgun. The kit, which Polymer 80 sells online, meets the definition of a firearm. ATF investigators determined according to a warrant application. That means it would have to be stamped with a serial number and couldn't be sold to customers who haven't first passed a background check. So this sounds like they're mainly looking at just the buy, build, shoot kits, but who knows, it could be more. It goes on to say that they tried to contact Polymer 80's chief executive, David Borges, I believe is his name, and of course he didn't return calls or texts because the man's busy trying to keep people out of jail and with lawyers, so of course he's not going to return their call. Agents seized records and other evidence on Thursday's raid in Dayton, close to Carson City. No Polymer 80 employees were arrested and no charges were filed at that time. The raid by agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives comes after ghost guns have been used more frequently in high-profile attacks. In September, two Los Angeles Sheriff's Department deputies were shot while sitting in their patrol vehicle by a man using a handgun built from Polymer 80 parts. Well, there you go. Last year, a 16-year-old shot and made it so people that are no longer alive, I won't use that word because YouTube doesn't like you to say that, and also wounded 3 others at Sagas High School in Southern California with a homemade handgun. Thursday's raid is the most significant action against a ghost gun company to date, according to law enforcement officials. Suggests the federal government is scrutinizing the growing industry. But of course, this just goes on. We have this now with Polymer 80, and then the thing with SB Tactical and braces, and then you had the Q Honey Badger, and just go through the years and all of this stuff. It goes on to say, and this is an unbelievable number if it's true, approximately 10,000 ghost guns were recovered by law enforcement in 2019, according to the warrant application. And does it make any sense that they're serving a warrant to a company and it says in the warrant application about 10,000 of the so-called ghost guns being seized in 2019? What does that have to do with it? As part of the investigation, ATF identified multiple Polymer 80 customers who were prohibited from buying guns because of their criminal convictions. It goes on to explain what Polymer 80 is and all that. But here's where it talks about something that is very similar to what happened with SB Tactical. The ATF previously gave Polymer 80 permission to sell unfinished receivers. But the buy, build, shoe kits, which are advertised as having all necessary components to build a complete pistol weren't, and I repeat, weren't submitted to the agency for approval according to the application for the search warrant. So there we go again, that you have now two companies, now it's Polymer 80 and SB Tactical, getting approval for certain items, certain things from the ATF, and then I guess assuming that everything else that they're making is approved with not them submitting them. So I'm not saying that I'm for what ATF is doing here, but I would think if you were in the firearms business or accessories business that you would want to get everything approved so something like this doesn't happen. So I saw somebody on YouTube make a story and totally left that part out. So that's just something to think about. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we will see you in the next video.